And let's take a look at what the poll is saying this week.
Well, the Conservatives are still lagging far behind on the economy, with only 16% of people saying a Tory government will better manage the UK's finances. Double that amount believe Labour would do a better job.
When asked about who they would vote for in the next general election, 50% said Labour, just 21% said Conservative.
And on levelling up, which is the great mantra of the government, of course, only 6 in 10 people in the polls say they are not confident at all that the government would deliver on their promises.
When asked about their thoughts on Rishi Sunak, 23% said they are either very favourable or favourable to the Prime Minister, while 48% said they felt somewhat or very unfavourable towards him.
Well, joining us now is the Deputy Editor of Spike, Fraser Myers. Good morning, Fraser.
Good morning.
In a nutshell, he's not cutting it, is he, Rishi Sunak?
Absolutely not. I think that's what these polls show. I don't think it's because Keir Starmer is a dynamic figure who has captured the imagination of the public that he's, on 50% in the polls. It's entirely down to the failures of Rishi Sunak and the collapse of the Tories more broadly. I mean, people are looking out and they're seeing the cost of living crisis is ongoing. They're seeing, huge NHS waiting times. I mean, it's no wonder people are turning against the government. And they see in Rishi Sunak someone who doesn't really have a vision or a plan to turn things around.
Potentially catastrophic for the Tories to lose their reputation as the custodians of the economy. That's always been their selling point. They're the ones who can look after the economy best. Labour miles ahead now of the Tories and who you trust to best run the economy.
Labour are now ahead on two of the key indicators, the economy and leadership. And usually those are the two things that, people go into a general election. That's what they're thinking about in the voting booth. So, yeah, that is catastrophic. But, who could be surprised, given the period we're in, with inflation still hovering around 10, 11%. We're in a period of extraordinary crisis. And Rishi Sunak doesn't have a plan for growth either. That's the other thing. We're sort of hovering around recession. But where's the vision to get us out of this? Where's the drive? We should be seeing every day, on the front page, new initiatives to get us out of this hole. That's just completely missing.
And meanwhile, you've got Labour talking a lot about policy at the moment. And do you think that's the issue, Fraser? Is it you literally can't put a cigarette paper, it seems, between Labour policy and Conservative policy at the moment? Is that why voters are perhaps thinking we'll vote Labour, 50%, according to this poll?
Yeah, I don't think people could name a single major policy difference between the two parties at the moment. And in fact, I saw a Redfield-Winston poll last night, one of those word association type things, and people were asked, what policy do you most associate with Keir Starmer? The answer was, don't know.
That's pretty devastating, actually. After 3 years as leader of the opposition, people haven't got a clue what he stands for either.